With complete, concise coverage of the latest in news, sports, and weather, this is KMTR News.
Good evening, I'm Catherine Herr. Striking Greyhound bus drivers are walking the picket lines a little bit more carefully tonight as prosecutors decide whether to file criminal charges in the death of a California Greyhound driver. 59-year-old Bob Waterhouse was killed yesterday by a bus driven by a replacement driver from Portland when that bus struck him while he walked the picket line. Molly Meck has the story.
Striking Greyhound bus drivers were yelling murder on the picket line today as buses loaded with passengers left the Portland Greyhound terminal. Drivers still shocked by the news that a fellow driver was killed picketing outside a Redding, California bus terminal yesterday. Many of Portland's drivers say they knew the victim, Bob Waterhouse, who had driven for Greyhound for the last 32 years.
Northwest isn't really noted for being so. It's a laid-back type of atmosphere. Most of the drivers are that way. Bob was that way. I don't know how to explain it. But right now, we're just trying to, like I said before, make plans to go to his funeral, and other than that, do our little picket duty and stay away from their buses.
This striking driver chose to picket out in front of the Portland terminal today because he's afraid what happened in Redding could happen here. Other drivers have decided to take their chances and are still picketing in back of the terminal where buses load and unload.
We're just showing that we're still holding the line and that the company's mentality is to send out murderers. That's their point. You just aim the buses at us and, you know, whatever hits, whatever it hits.
This Trailways bus bound for Seattle was waved through the picket line because its driver refused to drive through. Instead, he waved from inside as a Greyhound replacement driver took the wheel.
He read the news and saw what happened, and he said he wasn't going to be involved for that kind of money in killing people.
So far, there have been no reports of violence on the Portland picket line, but striking drivers are being watched very closely. And since no talks have been scheduled between Greyhound and the drivers' union, striking bus drivers say they probably won't be going anywhere for some time.
The State Department says it has no information on the latest reports that activity is increasing to free Western hostages in Lebanon. A Syrian source says a top Iranian diplomat met in Damascus today with Syria's foreign minister to discuss efforts to release the captives. And a London newspaper says an Iranian delegation has been sent to Beirut to try and win the release of one or more of the 18 hostages. Radio Moscow tonight says some runoff elections are likely in some of the legislative contests held today in 3 Soviet republics. More than 10,000 candidates were on the ballot in the Russian, Ukrainian, and Belarusian republics. No results are expected to be released until Tuesday. But after today's voting, Soviet President Mikhail Gorbachev told reporters that a breakup of the Soviet Union would prove devastating. He said such a move could lead to trouble, with tens of millions of people migrating to different regions. The space shuttle Atlantis returned home today, but only about 100 spectators gathered to watch. The touchdown at Edwards Air Force Base in California this